Hello, and welcome to the Thyroid Warrior podcast. I'm Ebony, and I'm here as your wellness facilitator. I'm going to be sharing my experiences in managing Hashimoto's disease, and I really hope that it'll help you on your personal journey. Keep in mind, however, this does not substitute as medical advice. It is only for your information and motivational purposes only. Now, let's get started. Okay, friends, we just talked about health literacy. What does that mean? How do we advocate for ourselves? And we're going to continue to have the conversation about other aspects that can impact our aspect of receiving care. But what I really want to drive home, particularly based upon what has happened in my family, is the fact that you have to have a system in place. Now, that can mean a journal, it can mean an electronic medical record in terms of having your patient portal, and or some type of data management system, whether it's through an app or with your practice or however you organize things. You have to keep your documents and everything related to your health together. And without going into full detail, what I can say is if your medical records are not within one health system, meaning if I go to Apple Hospital, does Apple Hospital have Apple clinics? So that way all of the information is within one system. If I go to Apple Clinic, but then I go to Banana Clinic for my endocrinology visit versus Apple Clinic, which is where my primary care is, you want to make sure that you are signing a medical release form or a health information form that allows you to make sure that your primary care doctor receives the information that you are getting from your endocrinologist and vice versa if it's necessary. The reason why I say that these things are so important is because if, for example, you get a procedure that you may not have needed, it's important to have the documents from said visits so that you can reference them with yourself or someone like myself who is a patient advocate or a family member or even a medical interpreter, as we spoke about in the previous episode. You want to be able to have a conversation with someone that can help you translate or decipher the information that you have found. But you also want to be able to have a conversation with your primary care physician, and they are going to ask for that data. They need to be able to review that information. So it's going to be important that you have all of that collated or put together to make it easy for that conversation. Now, I am a huge proponent for having a patient portal. I absolutely love my current patient portal. I use it to trend or monitor my information, especially because I recently had a thyroid storm. So I need to understand what were my values 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, and then I can go to my journal and I can review what was going on with me health-wise during that time. And again, for me, I know stress exacerbates or makes my thyroid condition worse. So that helps me to be able to frame the conversation with my endocrinologist when I go to see her. So it also helps me to understand or ask additional questions when I don't understand why my data, meaning my blood work, doesn't make sense to me. So it's really important for you to have a central place to manage that information. And if you do not have that currently, I beg you, take some time this week, next week, and just sit down and say, okay, have I gone to my primary care this year? Have I gone to see my OBGYN? Have I gone to see my endocrinologist and any other specialist that you see? If so, where are the documents related to that visit? Are they in an electronic patient portal? Do you have what's called the after visit summary, or the document that they give you when you leave the office? The next time you go to the office, ask for that copy to be printed out for you. They can print it out. If they tell you they can't, they're lying. They don't want to print it. And they're required to if you ask. So go to your next set of visits, ask for that so you have a physical copy of it, and create what I like to call a base file or a base reference point, so that you can start exploring that information over time and take notes on that paper. Write down, how are you feeling that day? What was going on? What else is happening in your body? What other visits do you have? Are you waiting on different things? Did you get some new medication at that visit and you want to see how you feel? Did you discuss any supplements or anything? Just take that time, 5-10 minutes, to write that down. Save that information, and then that way, maybe 2 to 3 months down the road, you can look at it again and say, okay, this is what was going on at that time. This is what we found out, and this is what I need to continue to do. And as you're going along, if you try new things, whether you decide, okay, I'm going to eat more plants, or I'm exercising and this is how I feel during this time. This is what's happening. I got blood work done. It told me this. All of those things are really important to understanding who you are as a patient. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I've been working so hard to get multiple proofs of my health journal, because that is how I record all of the information related to what's going on with me. So especially since I've recently had a thyroid storm, so I understand what is really and truly necessary to keep track of. And I want to make sure that you have the ability to access that in one place. And if you're someone that doesn't like paper, take a picture of it. Keep it in a physical folder, whether it's on iCloud or Google or OneDrive or any other file management system, but keep track of it. And you will be happy that you did, because if you ever have a procedure that you don't need, or you need to go back and reference something else, you'll be able to have that information. So that is the key point for today. Keep a filing system, write down how you're feeling, and store it whatever way that you choose to. And definitely let me know what's been the most helpful way for you to store information. You can email me at joyfulebony@gmail.com to let me know what's going on with you and how you track information related to your health. And with that, I hope you have a phenomenal and fabulous day. Take care. Okay, thyroid warriors, get out there and take things one step at a time. Remember, reflect on your triumphs, know that you are doing your best, and do what you need to do in order to be well. I would absolutely love it if you subscribe to this podcast and share this episode with a friend. And don't forget, leave me a review. I read those and try very hard to improve the show based upon your feedback. So I'd love to hear from you. And with that, be happy, be whole, and be well. Take care.